Shalom, shalom. Praise the Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh. What's going on, Israel, man? I made a promise to the brothers that I was going to do this drop tonight. So I think it's best we go ahead and get into this. First thing first, Yashal, there have been people been telling us lies all our life, and mostly white supremacy and mostly the niggas who back up white supremacy too. They've been telling us this lie that we're all Hamites and every melanated person in the world is a Hamite. Now, Yashal, I want to ask you a question. You told me you keep that Torah and you believe in that Torah. When you look in that Torah tells you from Noah's time and beyond, there are only three nationalities of people: Shem, Ham, and Japhet. Now, I want you to ask yourself a question. Why is it that white supremacy taught you that you're Ham, teaches you that they're Yasha'al, but can't teach you who Japhet is? You got to ask yourself a question. And before I go into these scriptures and my evidence, I want to show y'all something. Okay, I made this, damn it. All right, I made this little bitty stick figure picture, and I want to use this picture as a diagram to be able to describe what's going on. Okay, this is you, Yashal, just as a representation. This is you, Yashal, right? All right. In the midst of certain times of war, we would have certain enemies who would come against us, and they would try to take us captive or take us off. Our enemies understand that when we're in the land, we have our God with us. So they figured if they can keep us away from the land, then it'll help them to stay in power. So our enemies then devised a plan, even better plan. They said, you know what? Let's just make sure they don't know who they are. And if we can make sure they don't know who they are, then it'll all work out. So I want to explain this. Please, y'all be patient and walk with me on this. If this scenario, just common sense, if this man in his house wants to come and overtake this man in his house, but he doesn't want to kill him off, he just wants to assume his identity. Naturally, and I just said this earlier tonight, anytime a void is created, a void must be filled again. So if this man wants to come and cut this man off and assume his identity, now this man now wants to be the one who comes outside and collects this man mail. He sits with his robe on and he acts like him. You got to say to yourself, well, let's symbolically call the world the street. Let's say we all live on this street, which represents the world, right? And everybody knows each other. Well, in order for this man to go overthrow this man's house and steal his identity, somebody has to fill in the void for him. And now somebody has to fill in the void for him. So ask yourself a question, Yashar. Why is it that you're just an African American and they want you to believe that these other people are the real Israelites, but yet they can never tell you who Japhet is? I know you might not take this very seriously right at the current moment, but just walk with me. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do something, and a lot of brothers aren't gonna like this, but it is what it is. For these two precepts, I'm gonna use the KJV. And it's something that the prophets tried to tell us, and I think we overlooked it. And so I'm gonna grab these two precepts, and you have to get these two precepts out of the KJV because the translators of the stones, they made sure they didn't put this in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Jeremiah, Shalom Akyam. We're going to go to Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 19. And I'm going to read that. It says, "Do they provoke me to anger, saith the Most High? Do they provoke themselves to the confusion of their own face?" So I want to get a precept for that. I want to grab a precept for that. So the precept for that is going to be Daniel, the 9th chapter and the 7th verse. And it's going to be Daniel 9 and 7. It says, "O Lord of righteousness." And I'm getting this out of the KJV because it's a more accurate translation. It says, "O Lord of righteousness, unto thee, but unto us, confusion of face as it is this day, to the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, unto all of Israel that are near and that are far off, through the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee." All right. So when you put the KJV down, I want y'all to understand what that means. That means confusion of face is some of us are under curses and we have mixed in with the nations so much that we literally look like other nations. And you know what? Let's just get a precept to prove that. Get a precept to prove that. So we're going to go to the book of Hosea. Let's go to the book of Hosea. And we're going to go to Hosea, the 7th chapter. And we're going to look at Hosea 7 and verse number 8. "Ephraim will be intermingled with the nations. Ephraim was like a cake that was not turned over." All right. What is a cake not turned over? A cake not turned over is when you making a pancake and you burn it on one side. It's a cake not turned over. So one side gets darker and the other side is lighter. So Ephraim mixed himself in so much that he literally does not look like us anymore. Now, let's keep going. So let's go pick the Torah up. Now we got to go to Psalm 83. We're going to go to Psalm 83. We're going to go ahead and we're going to set our premise with Psalm 83. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this now. There's going to be some brothers who ain't going to like this. But truth is truth. And we got to be able to deal with the truth as a nation. So we're going to go to Psalm 83. And I'm going to read, and I'm going to start from verse number 1. A song of Asaph. "O Elohim, do not hold yourself silent. Be not deaf and be not still, O Elohim. For behold, your foes are in an uproar, and those who hate you have risen their head against your people. They plot deviously. They take counsel together against those sheltered by you. They said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nationhood, so that Israel's name will be no longer remembered. For they take counsel together unanimously. They strike a covenant against you." Now watch, it's going to name who these people are. "The tents of Edom and the Ishmaelites, Moab, Hagarites, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, Philistia, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Even Assyria has joined with them, and they have become the strong arm of Lot's son." Now, now let's go ahead and get this, y'all. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and it's time to go ahead and start revealing these identities and showing who these people are. So the first thing we need to do before we do that, we need to go back. Let's go to Genesis, the 10th chapter, and we need to get an understanding of what's going on here. Israel, what I'm about to show you is this right here. Due to white supremacy, due to Esau's lies, and due to the fact that they're trying to hide your inheritance from you, they've lied to you and they've told you, basically they've told you you're a Hamite. You're not a Hamite. And until you take it so seriously and understand that every time they say that, they're saying that to cut you off from your heritage. And you're a Shemite, you're not a Hamite, you're Afro-Asiatic. Now, yes, we did mix in with the Hamites, we did mix in with everybody. But as a whole, collectively, no, you are a Shemite. And the features of how you look are what definitely tell you that. Because what does the scriptures constantly tell us? We have wool hair and ruddy skin. Now, yes, we're all not ruddy. We go from ranges of brown, from light brown to dark brown. Example, brother Chris, he is light brown. Me, I am ruddy, but we are both brown. You've been taught this whole white and yellow scenario. It's white supremacy who taught you that. So I want you to keep going. Let's go to Genesis 10. And we go to Genesis 10. We're going to look at starting at verse number 6. The sons of Ham, Cush, Mizrahim, Put, and Canaan. The sons of Cush, Sheba, Hava, Sabath, Ramah, and Sabekta. The sons of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan. Now, what I've been trying to show y'all and tell y'all is this right here. Hamites have a certain look about them. And so this is what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and let's start. What in the fuck? That's cool. That's cool. Hold on. Having a technical difficulty. Let me pull his pictures back up. All right. Scriptures back out. All right. So now, Salak. What I'm trying to show everybody is that they've been hiding your identity by swapping your identities out with somebody else's. They called you a Hamite and they gave you that title, but you are not a Hamite. And there's something that happened, and you have to read the book of Daniel very closely. When you read the book of Daniel, Daniel does a series of interpretations based off dreams and certain events that happen. Now let's go to the book of Daniel, because I'm just drawing a premise. I want y'all to understand this. So we're going to go to the book of Daniel. We're going to go to chapter number 11. Let's go to Daniel 11. Alrighty. And I'm going to start at verse number 2. And we're going to disclose who this person is. Now, I will tell you the truth. Behold, 3 more kings will arise it says, for Persia. The 4th will acquire the greatest wealth of them all, whom he grows strong in riches. He will arise of his kingdom against the kingdom of Greece. A mighty king will then arise, and he will rule a great dominion, and he will do as he pleases. But after he has arisen, his kingdom will be broken and will be divided into 4 directions, but not to his posterity, nor will he be like the dominion in which he ruled, for the kingdom will be uprooted. And for the others besides these, the king of the south will grow stronger than his enemy, and his nobles will overpower him, and rule his dominion will be a great dominion. At the end of many years, they will join together. And here go to Kiyao, and the daughter of the king of the south will come to the king of the north to establish uprightness. Now, I'm going to stop y'all. When you look at the book of Daniel tells you, when you look at the statue represents these world ruling kingdoms. But when you look in the chapter 11, that's not just expounding on that, it's actually adding another king into it, and which is the king of the north. I'm not talking about Media Persia. I'm not talking about Babylon. I'm not talking about Greece. I'm talking about the king of the north. And I'm finna reveal to you who the king of the north is. And the king of the north is a Hamite. And let's go ahead to it. So, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get some witnesses. We're gonna show you who this king is. So we're gonna use this book, America, being the latest and greatest description of the new world. So, all right. When we go to America, being the latest description of the new world, we're gonna go right here to page 39. And I'm going to start right here. It says, now that we must inquire when Tartars, the Americans, were extracted. It says, and the others are of opinion, thus the Tartars, which about the year, I want you to peep this year. What does it say? 1228. It says, under the command of who? I want y'all to see this for yourself. Zingis Cham. This is the king of the north that's talked about in the book of Daniel. It's not Antiochus Epiphanes. It's not Alexander the Great. The king of the north is Zingis Cham. Now, you can get one account of Zingis Cham from this book, America. Now, let me find this next page. Because you have a page on here that clearly identifies this person by name. And he lets you know that, once again, it says, from Targalapis being king of Persia, it says clashing with the brothers of Commodius. It says made Persia swim in the blood of a civil war till he left Zingis Cham. Now I want y'all to see that. Zingis Cham brought from Tartary to the great army. Now, I know y'all like, okay, so that's the first witness. So we got our first witness out of that book, America. Now we're going to say to ourselves, Zingis Cham, Zingis Cham, Zingis Cham. Who is Zingis Cham? So I want y'all to see this with your own eyes. Khan, also spelled Cham, historically the ruler of a monarch of Mongol tribe, Ulus at the time of Genghis Khan, the early 13th century. Now I just showed you in this book, these documents go back to the 1200s. And this site right here is telling you and it's showing you this is around that same time. Now, who was the great Khan? The great Khan, or the great who? The great Cham. Who was the great Cham? The great Cham is Genghis Khan. This is the king of the north. So a lot of people going to be like, oh man, you bugging out. You bugging out. Nah, let me show you something. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to our next witness. We're going to go to etymology site, right? So I want y'all to see this with your own eyes, because Israel, it's time to get out of this fake, false doctrine. You don't even know who your enemies are. So I want y'all to see this, nothing spooky. I typed in Cham, right? I'm on the etymology site. Hot damn, what do you see? Hot diggity damn. Cham is another word for Hamitic. So the Chamites are Hamitic people. Now, what does a Chamite look like? Look, what does it say his name? Khan, also spelled Cham, Cham. So let's go back to the etymology site, because we got a lot of brothers who just ain't never been shown this, so they don't understand this. So read that right there, and I'm trying to get my phone to get clear so y'all can see this. Cham, old alternative for Khan. You see that? Old alternative for Khan. So Cham and Khan are the same thing. And let's go. So let's get it right here. Hamitic. or pertaining to the language group that includes ancient Egypt, Berber, Gala, etc. From 1842, from what? From Ham/Cham, the name of the second son of Noah. So, who is the great Cham? I'm going to show you his picture again, because for some odd reason, Israel just don't want to fucking understand this. Israel, man. I try my best. So I'm showing y'all something. So I want you to take this in mind. Look at them by name. That is a Hamite. That's a Hamite. That's the great African king of the north from the book of Daniel. It's Genghis Khan, the African. You don't believe is an African because white supremacy has taught you only people who look like this come from Africa. It's a lie, y'all. And eventually, one day, you're going to have to wake up from this lie. Because what I'm trying to illustrate and show you, them using this lie is how they're hiding your identity from you. I know that still don't make sense. So once again, remember, Genghis Khan, we go to the etymology because brothers think I'm just coming from the hip. Genghis Khan, what does that say? Ham/Cham, Hamitic. Hamitic. This is a Hamite. But I know you still don't believe me. I done all these documentaries and I'm showing you that these Hamites are not what you think. So that's two witnesses, y'all. All right. So let's go. Let's go to another witness. So next witness. When you go into Genesis, the 10th chapter, and the stones, you're going to see the name Ham. But when you go into Genesis, the 10th chapter, in the Septuagint, I want you to look right here. What does it say? And the sons of Cham, Chus, Mizrah, Pud, and Chanaan. So I want you to peep. It's the CH. It's that sound. When you see that sound, that's letting you know these people are descendants of who? The Hamites. The Hamites are also called Cham. Once again, let me get a picture of a Chamite for you. That is a Hamite. Hamite. You've been taught as an Asian. That's a Hamite. And this is the king of the north from the book of Daniel. So this is what I want to do. I want to give you another witness. Because a lot of people are like, oh, man. See, let me slow myself down. I want you to understand something. And I need you to take a look at your face and look at your hair. That word heritage, that word also tracks back to your hair. Because there are two things that track you back to your heritage more than anything. It's your hair and your language. We have wool hair. Hamites have straight hair. Israel, I can't make this up. So let's go to our next witness. Because I know a whole lot of people are like, no, man, it's not real, man. Hamites don't have straight hair, man. All Hamites are dark people. No, they're not. This is an old nigga doctrine that they fucking lied to you with. So this is what I'm going to do. It's hard for me to pull these up, so sometimes I send them to people's inbox. So let me show you. Well, you know what? Before I show you that, let me show you this. So we get another witness. We're going to use this book called Blacks in Antiquity, right? And I want you to see what this book says. Hold on. Let me get this page. And I've shown brothers books like this, historical documents that show us in history, right? Now I want to show y'all something. Now, check this out. I want you to see that yellow part that's highlighted, and I know it's a little fuzzy, so y'all just bear with me. It says Herodotus, distinctions between straight-haired and woolly-haired Libyan Ethiopians. straight-haired Hamites. So Hamites have straight-haired and woolly-haired Libyan Ethiopians. So wait. So let's get another witness. Let's get another witness in this book. And I'll praise the Yahweh. I'll praise the Yahweh. I actually got a picture. So I've already showed you one Hamite, and I showed you that Hamites have straight hair, right? Now, Herodotus, the historian, says you can recognize an Ethiopian by their straight hair. So let's get a picture of a Hamite. Let me give you a picture of a Hamite. You see that nigga hair? Is that woolly hair? That is straight hair. Is that woolly hair? That is a Hamite. A Hamite don't have an afro. A Shemite has an afro. So let's go to the next one. I'm going to show you another Hamite. Because Hamites have straight hair. Fucking computer, man. Forgive me, Salak. You see that? That's a Hamite. You see that straight hair? You can see the Shemite beside him. Remember, Shemites mixed in with Hamites. You see the afro on him? That is not an afro. That is not him rodding up his hair. That is natural. So I guess we still don't believe it. So let's get another witness. Hamite. Straight natural hair. They have straight hair. You Hamite. Straight natural hair. Hamite. Straight natural hair. This is why Daniel made sure he told us that the hair of the one he seen was of wool. That's a Shemite. Still don't believe Hamites have straight hair? Oh, what does you see? You see Hamites with blue eyes, blonde, natural, straight hair. This has nothing to do with mixing in with white people, y'all. That's an old white supremacy lie. This is what's keeping you confused. But Hamites, I'm showing you, have straight fucking hair. They don't have the afro that you're seeing on him. A real Hamite don't have that. You're looking at the difference between the Shemites mixed in with the Hamites. Oh, man. So let's keep going, y'all. Let's get another witness, because so many people, they just don't believe that Hamites, you've been taught all Hamites look like black people. It's a fucking lie, y'all. And eventually you're going to have to wake up from that lie. So let me get another witness. And this is some books that I'm finna order. And who are these books talking about? Canaanites. And what do they look like? You see that? Kitta, Peruvian, Ipat, Kitta, Hamat, Hittite, Canaanite. What do Canaanites look like? Asians. I mean, come on, Israel. How many, man, come on, y'all. This is, at this point, now this is my third presentation. I'm showing you that some of these, I'm not going to say all, but some of these people, Asian, those are Hamites. Because why? Their name got hid. They hid their name, and they hid these people. And there's a reason why these people got hid. We're going to get into that in just a second. So let's go back to the etymology site. Just so I don't want to see nobody saying I'm bearing no false witness. I want you to see this with your own eyes. A Chemite and a Hamite are the same thing. And what is a Chemite? Remember, It is an alternate word for a con. For a con. Remember? You see the word cham and con, right? No. Let's go back. Because remember, I want to show y'all something. It's the root sounds of the CH and the KH. Whenever you see those and it's talking about a lineage of people, you are talking about Hamites at this point. So let's go back. Let's go back. Now look at the names. See that? The KH, Kita, Nikita. That represents Hamites. But Israel, just, it is what it is. So now remember, when we go into the Septuagint straight up tells you that the Hamites' name is Cham, not Ham. It's Cham. So remember, we was in Psalm 83, right? Remember, Psalm 83 was telling us who it was that was going to come against us. So let's go back to Psalm 83. Let's go back to Psalm 83, because some of this might be slipping our mind a little bit too fast. But I'm showing you who the real Hamites are, and I'm going to show you why this all gets important in just a second. So Psalm 83, it says Psalm 83, verse number 7, the tents of Edom and Ishmael, Moab, Hagarites. I want to stop. Moorish Science Temple. Who are these people claim to be? The Canaanite, the Moabite. Now wait, didn't Psalm 83 tell you that's who's going to come against you, right? The tabernacles of Edom, Ishmael, Moab. Moabite, huh? Still don't understand who your enemies are out here. It's all right, because the reason why you're not understanding who your enemies are is because you're stuck in this white supremacy mind frame where you think all Africans are black, and that's wrong. Hamites are all colors, but for the most part, let me show this again, and I'm gonna get this one. I got one more picture to show on this, and a few more presentations, and that's gonna be it. So let me go find this picture right here. I'm gonna show you the one most distinct thing about a Hamite that you can recognize about a Hamite. So for all the brothers, who've been kind of following some of these videos I've been doing, now if you look at that video I did on Egypt, when I showed you, fuck going on, man. Man, this computer's, man, bullshit. Waiting on this picture pop up, y'all. Just bear with it. I got this little, so I'm trying to get y'all to see it, man. I can't get that picture to pop up right now, even though I'm pulling it out that same chat. If anybody wants to see that picture up close, message me and I'll send it to you up close. This is the picture I'm trying to show you. It shows you exactly who the Hamites are today in the world. And I'm telling you, they're not who you think they are. You got a lot of brothers who get mad about that. It is what it is. I can't help you on that. Let me try to see if I close that window. Can I get that to pop up? Let me try to reopen that window. I really want to get this picture close up, man. All right, damn. All praise Yahweh. It says evidence has identified all related Mongolian groups. I don't too much agree with the word Mongolian, but it's just for the sake. Has as the true descendants of the biblical Canaanites. So this is what I want you to do. It's not so much, I want you to focus on their hair. There's only one person on this whole page who even has hair closely to us. Everybody else on this page has straight fucking hair, man. I'm trying to get this picture, y'all can see it's a lot. Everybody on this picture has straight hair but one. Now I'm sitting here and I'm showing y'all that Ham, this is the seed of Ham. Don't bullshit yourself no more, Israel. The seed of Ham are not black people like that, man. The only to my knowledge, only two of Ham's children are even black, and that's Cush and the other one I'm trying to figure out. But the majority of Ham's children, they are not black. And they keep teaching you you're Ham's children. No, I'm showing you who Ham's children are. Because remember, Ham's got that damn Canaan's got that curse put on him. And remember that curse started to make Canaan turn leprous. So, and what they've done with leprosy, they've hid leprosy under the word vitiligo. Because when you look up leprosy now, you won't truly see leprosy. So, hold on. 1 second here. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me see. See if they're going. See, I'm gonna show you. I'm proving it. Notice when you pull up leper, look what they show you. Bullshit. Because they don't want you to see this. Hold on. And that's what you get when you pull up leper, right? So when you type in the word leprosy, they're gonna pull you up to this. They're showing you bumps on the people. That's not what leprosy is. They're still lying. They're still fucking lying. That's not leprosy. I need to find a picture of some legitimate leprosy. Because see, the beast system has made sure they hid this because they don't want you to know who the cursed people are. There are cursed people on this earth, y'all. And you've been taught to mix in with these people when actually you was taught to destroy these people. But we're not in our land anymore, so stipulations have changed. So they're not going to show you. Now, granted, I typed in leprosy. What does leprosy do with fingers missing and big head niggas? Nothing, because they don't want to show you. So hold on. I got to find. Let me see. Hold on. Salak. So what they've done is they've hid this under this name. I just told y'all. To find what true lepers are today, you got to find that word. Look up that word vitiligo. And when you look up vitiligo, I'm showing you how these people turn fucking white. And I'm showing you who the cursed people are. The cursed people of Ham. They've got you believing you're the Hamite. No, man, I'm going to keep on showing y'all they're the damn Hamite. Do you understand, Israel? Once that curse hit these people, their skin got changed. Read Leviticus 13 and 14. These are Hamites, y'all. You've been taught these are somebody else. You've been lied to, Israel. And it's time to wake up from them lies. A lot of us ain't gonna want to wake up from the lie. They rather believe it because you rather believe the white man. When even right here, he's letting you know Cham is Khan. And Khan is what? What is a Khan? A Khan is Hamitic. Let's get a picture of that Khan one more time. Picture that Hamite one more time, y'all. So at this point, that's 3 documentaries. And at this point now, this is almost 8, 9 witnesses. So I'm not here to argue what I've studied. If I'm going off, somebody bring me and present me evidence. And the next thing you do, you go into this same evidence I showed you. I want to give everybody a good piece of advice. Instead of just watching these videos, take notes, take it down, and look it up for yourself. See, as long as you see a video, you can feel like, oh, I'm enlightened. I've learned something. No, you've been brought to the understanding, a new understanding of something. It's gonna take you yourself to labor yourself to learn this. Now, and that's for anybody who wants some of this material. You can get that right there. That book is called Blacks in Antiquity. And like it says, one last time, before I shut all this down, I want to make sure I find this, and I want to make sure y'all see this. All right, let me see. Okay, and then what does it say? It says, I'm going to read that part again. Let me just give you, let's read a description. It says another subtype of Negro known by the ancients apparently resembled a group described various by anthropologists as Nolic, Hamitic, or Noli Hamitic, designated for Noletic. It says this is basically the word they're using for Negro. It says this type of black or blush hair and color was reduced prognathism often absent, less plethora, lips probably less thick or inverted or averted than the true Negro. What is he saying? True Negroes, we got big lips. You look at most Hamites, they don't really have those big lips. They have thin, fine lips. You have big lips and woolly hair and ruddy brown to yellow skin. That's what makes you a Negro, a Yasharal, a Yasharite. Hamites have straight hair, and they range from white to jet black. Let's keep going. It says Negroes with less thick and inverted than the true Negro with hair, according to M.J. Hickerson, ranging from less tightly curled to almost straight with narrow faces. They're talking about these Hamites. It says acquaintance with such types suggested, particularly by certain observations on the hair, such as Herodotus' distinction between the straight-haired Eastern and woolly-haired Ethiopian by the Roman references, or frizzy, long-haired Ethiopians. And in this book, that word Ethiopian just means, they're just meaning that for a dark person. Okay? Dark person. That's all that means in this man's regard. He's not referring to the whole nationality of Kush. No, his Ethiopian just means dark person, because why? They're getting this from this Greek perspective. Just like Herodotus said, you'll recognize a Hamite by their straight hair. And just like I just showed you, a Chamite is a Hamite. And I showed you what Chamites look like. So all due respect to if any kind of behind on some of this information, I definitely advise you to watch a video called Egypt. I definitely recommend you to go to Torah Night's page, and I definitely recommend you to watch part 1 of my video called The Assyrian. And I want you to go look at what is that? The last part, the what I did on Egypt was a night, 2 nights ago. You look through all 3 of those documents and all 3 of those presentations, and I keep showing you that not all Hamites are white and not all Canaanites are white. No, I never said that. But the vast majority of them, they do not look like you. So when these people call you a Canaanite, When these people call you a Canaanite, my last picture, and I'm ending it all, y'all. I'm gonna end it off. When these people call you a Canaanite, I'm gonna say to myself, do we look like that? No, the fuck we don't. No, the fuck we don't. None at all. Do we look like Canaanites and Hamites? You still can't recognize a Hamite, can you? It's because you believe in Esau's lies. One day, when you study enough and you start to see this on your own, you're going to come back and you're going to say, he was telling us the truth the whole time, and we didn't know it. This is who the king of the north brought against us. The Hamites. And notice, all praise Yahweh. Notice how they show that Shemite right there. He's dressed in the same type of garb that Genghis Khan wore. Why is that in this book about Native American Indians? Because they know he the one who sent them over here. So when you read the book of Daniel, Genghis Khan is the king of the north. Not Antiochus Epiphanes, not Nebuchadnezzar, not King Darius, not Alexander the Free. It is Genghis Khan is the king of the north. Who is Genghis Khan? He is the great Cham. What is the great Cham? He is a Hamite. I just want to say all praise to Yahweh, man. All praise to Yahweh. Appreciate anybody who came through here. We can definitely build on this a little bit more, but get into your Genesis, the 10th chapter. Start looking up who these people are and get out of ignorance and white supremacy, because it's always going to keep you only blind to who your enemies truly are. And I'm gonna do a continuation to this part 2, confusion of faces. Till then, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Shemaiah, Yasha'Allah, Alahayim, Yahweh, Akkad.